Is everybody leaving the sports card hobby, and does certain things just feel a little bit too juiced up right now?
I found the secret of eternal life. I looked into God's eyes, and you know what I saw? The juice weasel. Hey, folks, can you tell me what time it is? Time to juice!
We're going to dive into this today. Stick around. Hello to all my sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends. How are we doing? It is another day. It is another card video. I'm still recovering somewhat from the New Orleans Saints loss to the lowly Carolina Panthers yesterday. Our team is in shambles. We're trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my hair. If you're wondering what's going on with my thumbnail, that is a picture of my dad on there with me. He was making a bottled water joke on social media, and I was like, man, that actually looks like a face that is on one of my thumbnails. Why don't I throw it up there with me? I thought that'd be kind of fun. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below. If you're looking for that daily sports card content, collectibles content, we're here just about every day. And if you like what you hear, please hit the like button, the notification bell, all the buttons down below. Just mash all the buttons down below. Also connect with me on IG at SportsCardDad. I'm also on the Twitter, the SportsCardDad. All right, guys, we just wrapped up week 3 of the NFL season, and basically what we talked about a month ago is happening. Shock, right? It's absolute shocks. We have 32 NFL quarterbacks, really all of them, maybe outside of a few of them, pretty decent prospects. And then you've got the GOAT, Tom Brady, you got a few others, Rodgers, you got kind of proven guys mixed in there. But we talked about not really knowing who's going to be where. It's tough to prospect when you have a lot of really kind of guys that could do well, could do terribly. And we've got guys that have come right out of the gate. I keep hearing about Jalen Hurts is now, the next guy. He is it. The Eagles are 3-0 and Jalen Hurts cards to the moon, right? That's what we always hear. But an even bigger story, Trevor Lawrence shatters the Chargers. What was it, 38-10? Justin Herbert, the hobby darling, he is injured. So what does that mean? Does that mean now everybody jumps on the T-Law bandwagon? Is everyone rushing now to buy Trevor Lawrence rookie cards? Well, we're going to go to a tweet, another great account to follow, the Collectibles Guru. We're going back to him because he had a very kind of intuitive tweet, I thought. Trevor Lawrence has 5,023 different serial numbered rookie cards. Just take that in for a second. The print run, 179,742. Now, wait a second. You might be thinking that I'm talking about including, base cards and everything else. No. That's just the serial numbered cards. Now imagine all the non-serial numbered cards that are, throw that in there as well. Over 5,000 different serial numbered rookie cards. Wow. Justin Herbert doesn't have quite as many, but he has his fair share of rookie cards as well. So I ask, are you worried that this is going to dry up and that if you want to get in on the T-Law market or the Justin Herbert market, that you're going to miss out? Are you worried about that? Because don't be worried. There are enough cards out there for everyone and everyone's mom and sister and brother. There is enough cards for everybody out there for these new draft classes. And before I continue, let's take a moment of silence for past draft classes. And so what's the moral of this story? It's just wait. If you think that these guys are going to have a 15, 20-year career, and Tom Brady has had, a 23-year career. So if the NFL is protecting quarterbacks, and granted, he's the anomaly, but 15 to 20 years for a top-flight quarterback, that sounds about right. And so for these guys that are a couple years in, they're doing some great things. All you have to do is just wait for that next round of hype to come on the next guys and then go back to those guys that you already felt great about. And hopefully they've got a little bit of a track record. They've continued on that trajectory and you've got a little bit of a provenness to them. And that's if we're just talking about getting the player right. Here's the biggest problem. I talk about it all the time, but the reason why I bring up this tweet is because of the importance and learning from the past. Learning from the past, if we're going back, the 5,000 rookie cards for Trevor Lawrence, if this guy turns out to be better than Tom Brady, just based on the supply of Trevor Lawrence cards, rookie cards, and that's not even including the second year, the third year, all the refractors down the line. Think of the madness. I just find it hard that Trevor Lawrence, even if he has an equal career to Tom Brady, and that is a massive reach, a astronomical reach, that his cards just based on supply can reach prices for Tom Brady. Now, can a black finite T-Law, the 1 of 1, whatever, reach a Tom Brady rookie card? Yeah, it can. That's one, maybe the gold prism 10, can reach Tom Brady prices. But I think you understand my point here. This guy has 5,000 different rookie cards, more than 5,000 different rookie cards. And a lot of people are going to try to get in on different, lower end, mid end, and everything else. The reason why I talk about this is because you can have the greatest player. You can pick the player right. Shaquille O'Neal, going back to 1992, one of the greatest players of all time in the NBA, one of the greatest players of all time. And going back to his rookie cards, really just not worth much money. Now you can say, hey, they weren't coming out with, RPAs out of 99 back then, and that stuff would have been worth more, and that's probably true if we're talking about Shaq going back to the early 90s, probably with some of these other players as well. But if we're just going based on supply, demand, and that's really what we have to go off of, yeah, Shaq didn't have any serial numbered cards back in his rookie season, but he did just have a ton of stuff printed of him. Lots of different brands, and they just printed a lot of that stuff. So it's widely available. So if you want Shaquille O'Neal Fleer Ultra rookie card, it's a cool card, and it's available all day for you. The difference now is Trevor Lawrence, it's a serial numbered card, but it will be available all day for you. They will have any different color of the rainbow, all the animals, the tigers, the eel skins, all that stuff is going to be available to you moving forward. And so this is where I think when you're looking at prospecting, this is the stuff that we've got to really kind of think about. It's the supply side. Because a lot of people, I think, are just putting the onus on, hey, just got to pick the player right. And they're not just putting together that the supply is really going to make a huge difference. It's going to make a massive difference moving forward. So there's a lot of content around the player. Which player is going to pan out? Not enough content about the supply for that player. And so this is something that needs to be taken into account. The other piece of this thing is look, we just had a Topps Chrome baseball release where the cards that everybody wanted were not included in the expensive hobby boxes. This hobby / business has turned into a mega money business. And this sort of stuff just really can't happen if you're going to charge what you're charging and expect people to continue buying this new product and continue playing this prospecting game. I'm all for prospecting on stuff. I think that is fun, but I also like to have all the information, or at least as much information as I can before I really dive into something. And look, sometimes you're going to get it wrong, sometimes you get it right, but you can literally go into a losing proposition just not having enough information. And I feel like that's kind of what we're moving into, or already have moved into for a lot of this stuff. And so really when Michael Rubin talks about, hey, the collector has really had a kind of a bad overall collecting experience, he needs to think about how that's going to improve, because right here with this Topps Chrome release, it's not improving. And that's the thing that's really going to make or break. If you want to have $1,000, $1,500 Prism hobby boxes, and maybe breakers will buy that up for a period of time. Eventually, though, it's not going to work. It's just not going to happen because it's just stupid. It's stupid to get into stuff where there's no quality control, there's oversupply, the cards that are supposed to be in there aren't supposed to be there. At some point, you have a lot of avid collectors and people that want to get into this space. But if the experience isn't good, if the products aren't good, then it doesn't really matter. So let's consider that. Let's think on that, and let's expect a lot moving forward. Because again, at these price points, you have to expect a lot. Look, if hobby boxes were $100, $150, whatever, like it was 5 years ago, then fine. If there's QC issues, if there's, all sorts of whatever weird, okay, fine. Look, we're not paying $1,000 for a hobby box for new product. What can you expect? But that's not how it is. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I do not think that everybody's getting out, but what I do think is there's a potential for people to leave just based on a bad experience. And there's just kind of these like bumps in the road that need to be addressed. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.